Hi, you guys, and welcome to episode number 319. Today, we are digging into 10 different ways to help you make $50,000 in your coaching business in the next 6 weeks. So, let's talk about who is this episode for and exactly what you can expect. And let's make sure that you are in the right place. First of all, you're listening to the Sweet Life Entrepreneur podcast. As the intro said, thank you so much for being here. My name's April Beach. I've been a business coach for 27 years, and every single one of the trainings that we deliver to you here on this show are proven. This isn't a fly-by-night show. As a matter of fact, the purpose of this show is to deliver proven system, strategy, coaching, and trainings that other business coaches and strategists will charge you thousands of dollars for. This has been our mission for the last 7 years to make sure that these proven, trusted trainings get in the hands of all the entrepreneurs that are out there that are really dedicated to building a profitable consulting and coaching business with integrity. So if that's what you want, you are in the right place. Again, this is episode number 319. And if you're a new listener to the show, let me share with you the structure of how these shows actually work. In the very beginning here, I'm going to tell you exactly who this episode is for. And I'm going to share exactly who it's not for, because I don't want this to be a shiny object and I don't want it to be a waste of your time. So at the beginning of every single one of our episodes, this is what you're going to expect: who it's for, who it's not for. If this show isn't for you, awesome, right? I believe time is more valuable than money. You can cruise over to our website at sweetlifeco.com and you can actually search our shows by topics and actually level a business to find the shows that are right for you. So in today's show, how to increase $50,000, make $50,000 in the next 6 weeks. This is for established coaches and consultants. If you are a new coach to the space, if you are here and you're trying to launch a business and make 50 grand in 6 weeks, this show is not going to help you do that. So if you're brand new to the coaching and consulting space, please don't listen to this episode and think that you're going to be able to get results from it. This is for established coaches, consultants, subject matter experts, service-based entrepreneurs that have already been delivering amazing results and services, that are already making money and have already been serving clients. So I just want to be really upfront on who this episode is for. And all of our show notes can be found by visiting sweetlifeco.com, simply clicking on the podcast. And this is episode number 318. And there are 2 bonuses I'm going to give to you up front so that you have these. You can go navigate to these to grab these. And then we're going to break down these 10 different ways. The 2 bonuses are totally free. And the first one is our licensing launchpad. This is actually a training that we sell normally. With this episode, I'm giving you complete access to our licensing launchpad training totally for free. Cruise over to our website. You can use the coupon code podcast to get into that free. And then the other one, the other bonus, if you're not really ready for licensing yet and you're just growing a consulting or coaching business, I also want you to get access to our ultimate guide to online offers and business models. It's a 19-page guide that breaks down all these different products and offers that you can create and sell, and actually who it's for, who it matches what lifestyle, and basically it helps you save 10 years building the wrong kind of offer and the wrong kind of business. You can also grab that by going to the show notes, cruise over to sweetlifeco.com, simply click on the podcast, and both of those bonuses will be found in the show notes for you. So today I'm going to dive in. I'm going to break down 10 different ways that you can make $50,000 and increase it in your business. We're also going to dive into why are we even needing to have this conversation? So before I dive in and give you the 10, we're going to seriously have a conversation about why do we need to make 50 grand? What are some things in our businesses that might not be going right, where we're struggling right now and saying, oh my gosh, oh shoot, I need to bring in 50 grand. So we're going to talk about certainly the solutions and the strategy, but also avoiding this so you're not in a place where you're struggling to increase profit in a short period of time. We want you to build profitable, predictable businesses past 7 figures here. And so let's go ahead and dive into this show. Again, all of the show notes can be found by visiting sweetlifeco.com. I am so glad you're here. Let's dive in. All right, diving into what we're talking about here today. First of all, let's have a conversation about, what could be going wrong in your business for us to need to have a conversation about how to increase $50,000, or maybe what could be going right and you just want to make 50 grand. So one of the things I want to talk about and why this episode is important is because right now we're recording this here in the spring of 2024. Right now, it's a really important time to be selling your coaching and consulting services. Businesses just like yours are are looking to grow. People are still looking to grow. They still have that beginning of the year ramp up, and they wanted to improve whatever that is, their life, their health, their wealth, their business. And so now is a really important time to be bringing money into your business. As a matter of fact, if you have been tapping in with me and we have been hanging out together for years and decades, you know that how we actually plan the profit of our business here at the Sweet Life Company is we bring a lot of our sales in the springtime, because me and my team, we travel and we vacation almost all summer long. So what that means is when we are in a time of the year where we need to have sales come in, it's planned that way in advance. So if you find yourself here that you need to increase sales now because you travel like I do, awesome. Or you may find yourself in this place where you're listening to me and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I really need to bring in sales right now. So whether you're listening to this in the spring or at Christmas time, whenever it is, it's going to be an important episode for you to listen to. But the number one tip is understanding when is the right time to sell based on your industry. So if you're in the coaching and consulting space, the right time to sell is now. And so that's why this episode is very timely for you. And one of the things I want to say before we get into giving you the actual 10 different ways that you can increase your sales by 50K is that the rule here is that I don't want you to overthink it. One of the things with sales and building up to sell and increase your profit is way too much happening in your head, from wondering how the wording and the messaging should go out to all these different things that we really do want to have a strategy for. But in the case of what we're talking about on today's show, you just need to take action. Okay. So the rule here is don't overthink it and definitely take action. Rule number 3 is taking action and making those sales calls, following up with old leads, connecting with people that you haven't talked to in a while. You do have to do the work. So yes, I'm going to give you the strategies to increase your sales by 50K. But if you don't go out there and actually do the work, it's not going to work for you. And so that's one of the things I wanted to be really upfront about before we dive in here. I do not believe there is magic bullets to business. I believe that when the strategy is right, it flows right and you make money right. But sometimes we do have to, dive in and get you a high profit in a short period of time. And so that's what we're talking about here on the show. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to cover each one of these 50 different ways where you can increase sales in the next 6 weeks. And as you're going through, certainly you can go back and listen to the show notes, but be thinking about which one or two of these would work for you. In some of these, yes, you can just do one of these ways, and when we execute it correctly, it can increase your sales by much more than 50K. But you may feel like there's 2 or 3 of them. As a matter of fact, you may listen to this and feel like, wow, I can do 9 of the 10. Don't be that person. At least just pick one. At the most of them, pick 2, because we do want to execute these 1 or 2 things very, very well. Promise? Scout's honor, whatever that is. Okay, there you go. All right, so let's dive in. Number 1, you're a coach, consultant, subject matter expert. The number 1 way, well, I can't even say these are in order of operation. Number 1 of the 10 is to sell personalized mentorship. Now, let's talk about why this is, a gold arrow for you. We have, with scaling coaching and consulting businesses, everything scales. Everything's a group program. Everything is, even things that are customized or cookie cutter to a certain extent. And there is a system and a process and a method, which you always need to have. But the system is systematized. With mentorship, let's talk about the difference between actually what mentorship is. And I have other podcast episodes that totally geek out on this if you're interested in those. But there's a difference between a coach, a consultant, and a mentor. And this is true mentorship, where you can bring in coaching and consulting and strategy, but the people that want this, they want to have a relationship with you. The people that will pay for mentorship want to connect with you, want to mentor with you. And that is that's what they want to experience. They want to learn from your wins and your mistakes. So selling one-on-one mentorship, you only can sell a couple of them. All right. So it's really important that you price it correctly according to your credibility, your level of area of expertise, how long you've been doing it, your value of what you deliver. But what they're really paying for is a personal relationship with you. And so private mentorship in a lot of cases for our clients starts at no less than $10,000. Many of our clients have private mentorship offers over $50,000. So you can, if you're structuring it correctly and you are willing to offer private mentorship to just a couple of people, we can easily get you to that 50K in the next 6 weeks because of the nature of why this offer is so powerful. Again, it's not a group program. It's completely customized to them. And you're not only teaching them what you know, you're not only consulting or coaching them, you're sharing the ins and outs and your personal experiences and your personal thoughts. And you're dealing with mindset issues and emotional issues. And you are in it with them, rolling up your sleeves with them. There's frankly nothing like private mentorship. And that's why I wanted to lead with that. So if you're listening to this still because you're established in your coaching and consulting space, if you've never sold private mentorship before, this would be one I would really want you to lean in on and consider doing. We're not in this episode going to talk about the length of time and how often you meet. That is something that we cover in our other episodes. Obviously, we build that out with our clients if you're interested in working with us. For the sake of this episode, I don't care. Pick it yourself. Meet with the person and listen to them. Create it perfectly for them. We're talking about bringing in extra money for you. In order to do it, we need to create and deliver offers that people really want to pay for. So number one is private mentorship. Huge advocate of this. I do private mentorship for clients. It's quite expensive because here's the thing, and here's a little warning about that. With my clients that I mentor, I'm like thinking about them when I'm in Costco and when I'm on the side of my kids' lacrosse field and talking to my husband about them at dinner. Clients that you mentor, they consume you, they become part of your life. So the only thing I'll say, and then I'll be quiet about this, is just make sure you really like the people and that you love them and their business, actually, that you're willing to do mentorship with. All right. So number one, one-on-one mentorship. Number two are VIP days. We talk about VIP days all the time. My friend Amy Yamada has been on the show. We've talked about VIP days before. Just actually a couple episodes ago, we talked about how to structure VIP days. I love VIP days. You probably love VIP days. These can be online days, or they can be in-person days. VIP days are days where usually the morning time is structured for understanding and listening to what somebody needs, and the afternoon is structured to actually give them the strategy and the outcomes they're looking for. People love high value, short time. And so for VIP days, I recommend you don't sell any VIP day for under $10,000. And they can fly in, you serve them lunch, you meet at a hotel or a beautiful destination place, or you can do an online virtual VIP day. If you are going to do the online version, and I want you, remember I said minimum 10K for VIP day. I would love for you charging, 15, 20, 25,000 for VIP days. Then if it's online, let's make sure that you curate something really amazing so that you have lunch delivered to their house or their office. You send them a coffee mug, with coffee in a freaking coffee grinder that they can grind to get through the day, whatever that is. Fermented mushrooms. I'm a big fan of fermented mushrooms. I think they're like a game changer. Not the psychedelic mushrooms, fermented mushrooms, although there are great arguments for the psychedelics too. I just don't send my clients psychedelics. But anyway, whatever that is for you, just figure it out and make it so good that they really feel like that very important person and they have 100% of your attention. VIP days, number two, I want to list for increasing your sales in the next 6 weeks. The third one is licensing. We talk about licensing a lot on this show. I'm a licensing strategist. Basically, if you don't know what licensing is, what it is, it's taking your courses and your programs and your trainings and allowing other companies to distribute them, whether it's within their own courses or trainings or allowing them to actually sell to their audience. So basically, we're taking the same product that you've built and we're allowing other people to sell it or distribute it. Licensing is for sure the way to skyrocket your business, especially those of you guys who have established trainings. And so let me share with you how with licensing, because some licensing deals actually take a long time to close. So the bigger the deal, the longer it's going to take to close. So here, for the sake of this show, I'm not talking about the licensing deals that some of my clients have that are closing for $300,000, $500,000, or even over $1 million. I have some clients with pending agreements on the table for one course for over $1 million. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about what's called a licensing quick sell. That is a training program that you already have. We know it's fantastic, and you can sell it to another coach or a consultant. We need to make sure your agreements are right. This isn't like just giving them a bonus training to add to their training because we're increasing your profit, not just giving somebody away something nice. This is actually where we take your established training program and we actually license it to another consultant or coach or another business that's similar to yours, or at least a totally different business that serves the same audience. Licensing quick sells are a really great way to increase your profit fast. The reason why I actually love this one is, unlike mentorship and unlike VIP days, licensing quick sells, you just need to sell it and then you get to walk away. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to deliver it. You get to actually release your training, and the company is responsible for delivering it. So third way is a licensing quick sell. One of the bonuses that I mentioned in the beginning of this is free access to our licensing launchpad. It's like this little teeny mini 43-minute training with like 5 different videos on who you can sell your stuff to and how to get started. It's a great training. You can cruise over to our website at sweetlifeco.com/licensing launchpad and use the coupon code podcast to get into that for free. So if you want to know more about that, go grab that over there. Okay. Number 4 is opening old programs. So, and we're going to talk, this kind of goes through like this one, number 4 and 5 kind of fit into the same thing. So opening old programs. So if you have an audience that used to be fans of programs you used to sell, that you aren't even using them anymore, maybe they aren't even part of your marketing strategy, you can open up old programs like the Disney Vault. Okay. How many of you guys have kids that are my age? Now they're like in their teens and early 20s. And do you remember when we had the Disney DVDs, and you only could go buy these DVDs? Is brilliant for Disney. Like, you only could go buy these DVDs and access them when the Disney Vault opened, right? So like when the Disney Vault opened up, like the old school Cinderella and whatever, we would all go buy it because like we didn't have Disney Plus and we didn't have things on demand. So it's taking that same concept. It's opening the vault of old trainings. I don't care how big they are. And you can open up one training from your old vault and just say, hey, listen, it's open right now. You know, I want you to go ahead and grab into it. If you missed it in the past, here's access to it now. That has been really, I mean, obviously it's proven. Disney did it. They make millions of bucks, but it's been proven to help businesses where your audience might have changed. So if you're serving a different audience, or maybe your audience is, you know, in a bunch of different places or a bunch of different levels, opening your vault of old trainings can serve a certain sector of your audience that maybe you're just not currently marketing to, or maybe isn't something that might be part of the future of your business, but they're still hanging out and they still love you and they want access to your stuff. So opening up your vault of old trainings is one really, really great way. And that's like a one-time open, close. All right. And then number 5, we're going to take that same vault concept, but this is going to be different. Now I want you to think about opening up your vault of not just one training, but opening up your vault of all of your old trainings. Now, let me say the word old in a different way. They can't be out of date. They can't be crappy, right? They have to be really great, but maybe you just don't sell them anymore, or it's not part of your marketing strategy. Maybe you're sitting on a bunch of trainings that we never really got into a launch plan. And so it was a great idea and you wanted to build it, but it just turned out that it wasn't the right timing or whatever. Those are the trainings I'm talking about. So I want you to think of, if you have a collection of trainings, opening up your vault of trainings and then turning it into a membership. Okay. So people can get into your vault of trainings and they can access all of your gold and all of the assets that you've previously sold that are amazing, and they can be part of a membership program. Now, the deal with the 50K in the 6 weeks is that this is going to be something that you can generate the sale of 50K to be collected over like a 12-month period of time. Usually these vault of older trainings don't sell for like as much as your mentorship is going to sell for, but we can invoice out and we can project sales for 50K for a period of time for over, 6 months or a year. So yes, we can generate 50K in sales, but it's the difference between like projected income and collectible income. You're going to be collecting that over a period of time. Okay, want to make sure we're honest about that. But again, this is great for those of you guys that have an established fan base. Maybe you're not actually selling to them actively in the future, but you can take, instead of just one training and opening it up, you can take up a vault of trainings. And if you really want to sweeten the deal and really get people, because we want people to register for it in the next 6 weeks. Okay. The rule of that is those registrations total up 50K in that period of what, if it's a 12-month membership or a 6-month membership, however you want to do it. I would do 12 months. So we need to do the math to say how many people at, let's say, a monthly membership of $100 do I need to get to register for this over the next 6 weeks so that I have projected future income. So make sure you're doing your math correctly. And with that, you are going to have to sweeten the pot, right? We might think about running some ads to it to get some paid traffic as well and just using those conversions. But what can you do as far as extra bonuses, live support that you could add on to them for that vault of trainings that you're just sitting on, waiting to make money on? So let me recap where we are so far. So we talked about one-on-one mentorship, VIP days, licensing. We talked about opening one old program that used to be like, if you have like an old gold standard program everybody loved, you became known for that, you can open up that for a very short period of time. You can release it on demand or live. And then number 5 is opening up your vault of all of your assets. If you're like me, literally you have decades of assets that you've created for people that frankly, you can't even fit it all into your marketing. There's not enough time in the year to even sell all that you've created. That's what I'm talking about. That's really valuable. And then let's kind of switch gears a second here. Number 6 is totally different. Number 6 is literally planning a retreat and taking deposits for that retreat. So if you've been thinking about planning a retreat and you want to increase sales in a short period of time, now's a great time to do that. People are booking retreats for the middle and even the end of the year. I, by the way, literally put my deposit down for another surfing retreat in Costa Rica. You guys are totally going to laugh at me, but you won't laugh at me if you've been listening to this show. You know this is totally me. I booked 2 retreats for myself already for 2025. Number 1, I'm going back. It's not even a retreat. It's just a trip. But still, I had to pay my deposit. I'll be surfing in Costa Rica again next February 2025, and I'll be surfing in Barbados in October of 2025. Those are 2 things I already paid for, you guys. I already paid my deposit for a year and a half away. So there are crazy people like me that even if you can't have the retreat this year, if your retreat is so good, it's so amazing, it's exactly what they're looking for, they will pay you a deposit like me because we're planners and we like knowing, I like knowing I get to surf. Okay. So those are some of the things. If you want to increase sales and you want to have retreats, yes, you have to choose the dates and get all the details, but you can book a retreat. You can go ahead and start selling seats to that, and you can take deposits right now for a retreat that you don't even have to host for. Like, I don't even know how far away October of 2025 is. It's over a year and a half away, you guys. I paid for a retreat. Okay. Number 7 is launching a new program with deposits to hold the date. Okay. So obviously you can make 50K. I'm not going to sit here, you're listening to the show and be like, well, do a launch. That's not what this is about. Right. And if you're like me, you hate live launches anyway, so it doesn't fit what you want to do. What I'm talking about here is telling everybody that you're building a new program or you're launching something, could be even later in the fall, and taking deposits for that right now. So let me give you an example. We have another 30-day licensing accelerator coming up in September. I already know we have it. We have the dates, and there's a bunch of people that couldn't get into our accelerator that we're hosting this month in March. And so we have already sent out emails saying, hey, listen, if you want to be part of it for next fall and you want to lock in the dates for the one you missed right now, you can pay for it now and you can be part of it in the fall. So launching a program, but taking the money now to either lock in a current rate or lock in a future rate, or maybe it's just a deposit. So that's number 7. And I wanted to make sure I was explaining that in the context of what we do for our business, because I know that helps people understand. Number 8, affiliates. We talk about affiliates a lot. I love partners and affiliates. And we have many podcasts on how to build your business and how to increase sales with affiliates. And I really believe that affiliates and collaborations are the way of the future. And it's one of the best ways to bring in sales. So if you haven't either created affiliate yet, or whatever that looks like for you, please go and create affiliate partnerships. So reach out to other people, other businesses that serve your same clients and ask them to sell your program for you. Give a percentage of sales to these people. One of the best ways and the fastest ways, my friend Kathy Hahn used to say this, that we grow your business is by borrowing somebody else's audience. And so that is partners and affiliates. So don't overlook affiliate launches, don't overlook affiliate partnerships. But I also don't want you to overthink this. You promised me that you would be here listening to this show if a member was like, you can't overthink it, you just got to do it. So I'm not talking about some big, huge affiliate structured program. Right now, we just need to bring in 50K for you in the next 6 weeks. So literally send people emails or pick up the phone and be like, hey, can we set up a time to have coffee? Literally do it old school, grassroots, reaching out to people. It doesn't have to be this big, huge affiliate launch with all this stuff. I don't even care in this case if you have an affiliate software. If you have 10 affiliates and we set up how people register for your program correctly, we can track where people come from. There's other ways to track that. So please don't overthink the affiliate thing. Reach out to people that you know, reach out to people that you might not know and you want to know, and give them a percentage of sales for selling into your program. So number 8 is affiliates. Number 9 is, I love this one. Number 9 is outside of the box. I should do a whole episode on this, and we don't talk about this enough. It's building collaborative offers with friends. So that same affiliate person we're talking about, what if the two of you guys get together and do like a short-term, super special, and there's another word we could think about for it, like super special, limited time, behind the scenes access, exclusive, blah, blah, blah thing that you do. And it's not just your audience. You pick one amazing partner and the two of you together build a collaborative offer that you launch in the next 6 weeks. It's only for this short period of time. Like if you don't buy it now, we're never doing this again. And you build a collaborative offer with somebody else. You pool both of your audiences, you pool the collective genius of collaboration, and that is just a really, really great way that you can increase sales in a short period of time. And so let me kind of catch you up on what we've talked about so far. We talked about number 1 is mentorship. Number 2 is VIP days. Number 3 is licensing quick sells. 4 is opening an old program. 5 is opening a vault of old programs. 6 is planning a retreat and taking deposits. 7 is launching a new program, but you don't have to actually launch it yet. You're just having deposits to hold the date of, when it's coming in the future. 7, I don't even know if I have my numbers right. 8 is affiliates and actually having this affiliate sell your programs for you. I'm looking at my notes while I'm talking to you. 9 is building a collaborative offer with a friend. And then the last one, I know it's like super not sexy, but we have to be honest here. The last one is just cutting your costs. How many things have you invested in that you are not using, that are shiny objects that you spend a ton of money on? How many different programs have you purchased? How many different subscriptions do you have? You can probably cut a significant amount of costs on crap that you had just bought that you thought was important for you to buy at the time. Maybe it was. Maybe it was a great purchase. Maybe you needed that extra, whatever, 10K in software. Maybe you needed to join a different program. Now, granted, do not ever default on a program. That's a terrible thing to do. Don't be that person. If you promise to pay for something, obviously we need to pay for what we promised to pay for, whether or not you're using it. We're all adults here. That's a choice that we make when we go into somebody else's mentorship or business program, right? So I'm not advocating for you to, be a bad person and not pay for things. But what have you paid for that you're still paying for that maybe you don't need? Do you have teams that are doing activities, but maybe you aren't delegating well? Maybe you need to put them on a little bit of a hiatus because maybe they aren't doing that much work. And it's something that, we want to save that and help increase sales so that you can pay them again, whatever that looks like to you. But really, when was the last time you looked at your operational costs? I try to do this. I have a money day on my calendar. And honestly, my money day is on my calendar every single month. It's the last Wednesday of every single month. And it literally says money day, and there's a little bag of money emoji next to it. What the money day is that's my day to say, okay, where are we with our finances? Did we reach our financial goals this month? What are we spending money on? Is that still a good use of our money? And, basically like, where are we at with our numbers? You can save thousands of dollars. I mean, frankly, even just going through the subscriptions on your Apple subscriptions that come through every single month and save literally hundreds of dollars. It might not be 50 grand, but how much are you paying for that you really shouldn't be paying for? I think if we're at this place where we're having this conversation and we want you to increase and bring in $50,000 in the next 6 weeks, we need to be really serious about what that looks like. And regardless of what you do, please look at the money you're spending and where you're bleeding out anyway. That's one of the first things that we want to do. And then go back and pick one or two. I'll give you a pass that the saving money and cutting on subscriptions can be like a third one. Then pick two other ways that may work for you and your business. And the beautiful thing about this is it doesn't have to be forever. This is only for a short period of time. And you may find that this strategy of, selling a little bit in this period, selling a lot in this little short period of time is something that you actually love and works really well for you and your audience. And you may totally love that. You may find that, hey, we're going to do this type of a launch strategy here a couple times a year. But right now, I want to help you increase sales because you're listening to this podcast because you seriously need to increase sales for some reason. And I want to help you do that. And there's my children calling me right now from their places of being because they always interrupt me in my podcast. So welcome to behind the scenes here of our life. If you guys don't know me, if we've never met, my husband and I own 5 companies. I travel 7 months a year and I own 2 international consulting firms. One of the things that's very real here on the podcast is I have like dogs barking outside and my kids are calling because they have an emergency breakthrough and their phone always rings to mine. It never goes silent. So welcome to our world. But my commitment to you is that every single thing that you get here from us on the Sweet Life Entrepreneur podcast and in our business coaching and services is totally designed to help you be more successful at what you have chosen to do, at your contribution to the world, whether it's to individuals or to businesses. That's our commitment to you. So I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining me. Please share this episode. I deny advertisers because I hate advertising, listening to it on podcast episodes. So I refuse advertisers. So we totally rely on you sharing this show. Again, all of the show notes can be found by visiting sweetlifeco.com. Simply click on the podcast. This is episode number 319. So you can search and find this episode, all of the show notes, the bonus to get into the licensing training, the ultimate guide, everything we have there is designed to help you be successful. No strings attached. All right. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you guys on the next episode.